Good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday.
Hi, everyone.
Yeah. Ann and I are here today again. Yay. And we're going to be playing with Ann stencils today from
We
Stencil
are.
Girl. Yeah, right. I absolutely love. Well, I love everything that she does. She knows it. I am her biggest cheerleader.
She is.
But anyways, we thought I thought that I would do something because we had discussed 4th of July, right? Or, something like that. Memorial Day, veteran,
Well,
one.
because we're using the Americana stencils.
Yes.
So,
So
yeah.
that is why. So I took that theme because I don't normally do patriotic crafts.
That's
Just
me.
yeah, that's Anne's. I just don't. I think it's because it just doesn't have enough color for me. I That might be it. I mean, because it's like red, white, and blue. Well, kind of like my glasses. So I am really on it this morning already. Let me tell you, I have been, yeah, never mind. It's a whole other story. So I did something like that, but I added my own little spin to it. So excited to show you guys what we created. And good morning, Susan.
Hey,
Or
Susan.
afternoon, yes, for you. I apologize we were late. I was yakking with Anne and
She's
we got
showing me her project.
yeah, oh, sure. Yeah.
It's so cute.
Yeah. Okay, so
Get yours don't do it
this
justice. Here, I'm going to make you
there we go.
full screen.
Okay, so there we go. This is what we're doing today. And then as you can see, I can't there we go. Okay. You press there and then they sparkle.
Isn't that adorable? I love it.
Yeah, that's Pear Blossom Press. They're twinkle lights. And then on the inside, I'll show you the inside when I put my camera down.
So cute.
But yeah, just the whole thing. It was just so much fun to put together. I'm going to show you guys the easier way to do it than what I did because it was a lot harder how I did it originally. So I'm going to make it a lot easier for you guys. So yes, that's what we're doing. Hi, Kathy.
Hey, Kathy.
Kathy, I apologize. I haven't gotten back to you yet. I did see your email and I will respond later today. Okay. So thank you very much for, all of the kind words and stuff that you sent.
Mhm.
Yeah, we love that. Ann and I both love that.
Hey, Rebecca.
Hi, Becca. Yeah. So, all right. So what we're doing, as I said, we're working with Ann stencils today from Stencil Girl. So that's going to be a lot of fun. And what else did I want to tell you guys? Is there anything else I want to tell them?
I don't know.
I can't think of anything. I can't think of anything. I can't think of anything right now. It's too
I
hot.
want to tell them to like, share, and comment with hashtag Bella Crafts
There
to
we go.
enter for this week's giveaway. We'll announce the winner of last week's giveaway during my live at 2:00 Central Time. And you can just, if you're on YouTube, comment with the hashtag Bella Crafts, and
Yes.
Lisa grabs those and puts them into our randomizer so that you still are eligible. And we hold that open until midnight next Tuesday, the following Tuesday. So I think
Yes.
it's the 18th. And we do that so everybody that's catching the replay has a chance to win too.
Yes, because that's important. We want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to get in on the giveaway.
And we love it when you share.
Yes.
That because
Share.
you have different friends on
Yeah.
social than we do. And if you know anybody that would be interested in our lives, we would love that.
Yeah, we really would. So share your little hearts out because, as Ann and I have always said, we get the majority of our views on replay, and we would really, really like to have more people actually watching us live. We'll take it any way we can get it.
We will.
But, we like chatting with you guys and seeing what's going on and all that kinds of good stuff. So, yeah, so share your little hearts out. All right, so that is it then right now. So I will go ahead and let me see first of all. Oh, there we are. Okay. All right. Okay. So
Hey,
I'm gonna
Bonnie.
hi Bonnie. I'm gonna switch cameras and then I'm gonna show you how to do this card. And like I said, hopefully it'll be easier than how I did it because it was a little harder. So
Okay. While she's switching, Bonnie, I want to let you know that I sent you a message. Your gift, Lisa had responded saying we would send it out. It's actually coming directly from Sizzix, and sometimes that takes just a little bit longer. So I'm emailing them today to make sure that they got it and it'll go out. So no
yeah.
worries. Thank you for letting us know.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, so there we go. So this is what we're making today. How fun is this? Right?
I love it.
And then you're gonna press it right here, and then those little lights are gonna sparkle, the little matches.
They're so cute.
I know, right? This is a die set that I got. Rich wanted to know what I wanted for Christmas, and I just listed a bunch of dies. And so he bought me a bunch of dies. So this is in I told him which ones, but he still surprised me. But this is also from Kscraft. You guys know that I am madly in love with their dies right now, um, because they make things so cool and interesting and you know different. So I like that. I like to kind of switch it up every once in a while. But you guys also know that I love my interactive cards. So we've got the little Twinkie going here. And then on the inside, I wanted to show you the inside. So the inside down here, it says we're a perfect match. I just thought that was super cute. But here, what I did is Amanda from Pear Blossom Press came out with a trap door that she has with her die set. I'll show you guys that in just a second. But what you can do, see, I put a little tab there, and it says pull. And what you can do, I'm just going to slide my fingernail under it. You can pull that out, and then whoever you're giving it to or whatever has access to the battery pack. Because remember when I showed the camera a couple weeks ago, I didn't do that. It was one of those projects that it was just going to stay. So I wanted to show you how to use this so the person you're giving it to can go ahead and just remove that and put a new battery in there if they want. So I thought that was a really cute added little thingy. I just love this. I just love the twinkle lights. They are so cute. All right, so let's get started here and let me show you some stuff. All right, so my camera, it does not like this white. Makes me crazy. Okay, so these are the different lights that Pear Blossom Press has. They've got a whole bunch of them. So, no worries about that. But I was interested, I told Amanda, I was interested in the twinkle lights. So this is what they look like. This is what we're going to be working with today. And they're just so much fun and easy. Super, super easy. I keep saying that because I want people to get the message that they are really, really easy to use.
They're so fun.
Yes. And then, of course, I am using Ann stencils from her. What do you call these, Ann? Your
It's
Americana?
Americana. There's 2 large 9x11 stencils. And I think
Yeah.
the stars are from one and the burst is from the other one.
Yeah. Yeah. I had a whole other one that I wanted to use, but then when I started playing with it, it was too big for my card front for anything else, and you couldn't really see it that well. So I didn't like that. So I went ahead and used this. It's because I put the matchbook on there on the front of the card and it covered up a lot of the cards. So these are what we're using today and stencils. Okay. This is the pack that I was telling you about from Pear Blossom Press. This has all the cute little interactive sayings on here. So you can let your let your recipient know, push here, pull, whatever you need to do. And they're all right there, super cute. And then she added this die set in the back that's also, they come together. And the die set comes with this rectangle. It's so hard to see with the light. Okay. With the rectangle. Okay. And then also she's got a circle, and then she's got some different sizes for like your candles and stuff like that. Um, because a lot of us are using the dies for, birthday cards and stuff like that with candles. So, Amanda included all of that in her little packaging there. So I love that. I'm going to show you about this trap door. And then I used this die and stamp set from Kscraft. This one actually came with stamps. I really didn't want I don't want to say it like that. I was looking for the die, but the stamps came with it. So when I saw it, and then Anna and I were talking about patriotic thing and using her stencils, I was like, I have the perfect thing. So yeah, so this is what we're using for that. Put that up to the side. And then, I'm also using, and they're not all in here, but oh gosh, I hate this. I'm going to have to do something about this camera. There we go. All right, there we go. So I used the circle dies from Newton's Nook in there because I love their dies and the scalloped around the edges and stuff. So I use those too. All right, so let us get started. Now, I did not use my Sizzix stamping tool this time because I didn't really need to use it. There we go. So I decided to make things a little bit easier. I would do it I would stencil old school. Okay, so you're going to need these papers, okay? I'm going to have all the measurements in the blog post. I will get the blog post from last week put up. I was busy trying to get summer issue to end, and yeah, it was a little crazy. So you're going to need a red base, okay? And then pattern papers. I have 2 different pattern papers that I used on this. Okay. And then also white cardstock because I backed these to make them a little bit heavier. And then this piece of white cardstock here is what we're going to stencil on. So let me move this up out of the way. And I'll show you how I did this. And this is just an extra that I did. Okay. So how I did this one was I took my stencil, okay, and I lay it on my cardstock here. There we go. That looks about straight. And where is there it is. Okay, and now I'm going to add some tape to hold it down.
Do you maybe have a piece of dark cardstock to put under there? Because your camera's so fuzzy.
I know, it's driving me insane. All right, how about we do this? Because I'm looking up and I'm seeing it going back and forth.
Yeah.
All right. Is that going to be too distracting?
Well, at least if we can see it, it'll be nice. It'll be fine. Don't worry.
All right. So let's hope that we can see it. Is it going to mess up if I put the white down? Yeah, it does not like white. All right, we'll try that. If it gets too yucky, then I'll just stencil right on my pad. I don't care. Let me know, Anne, if it gets too, if it's going up and in and out too much.
Yep,
Okay. All
which it
right.
is.
So yeah. All right. So I'm gonna just tape this down, and then also you want to remember, because I'm using this whole piece of cardstock, you want to remember to cover your edges too. Okay. So you don't have to do like all of them, especially on this stencil. It was just the way that I cut it out, because you've got plenty of room. You've got plenty of room over here on the stencil where it's not, when you go crazy, you just got to be careful not to go crazy and go on to the edges. Right here is the only one that's really close to the edge of the cardstock, so that's why I taped that off. All right, so now what we're going to do is add some ink. Okay. And of course, I'm using my Gina K dye inks because we love Gina K. She's awesome. All right. And then the blender brushes also are from Pink and Main. I'm telling you guys, these are the best brushes I have ever worked with. Just saying. All right. So now we're just going to lay down some color, and I'm going to be careful around those edges because I don't want it to go onto my white cardstock. So I'm just going to stencil this in and add lots of pretty color. I love this red. It's so, so bright. All right, so I need to go up a little bit more up here. And then around here, okay. And I wanted to let you guys know too, I don't know if you guys have ever tried this, but Dawn has that power wash that's a spray, like the dishwashing liquid that Dawn has. That is fantastic for cleaning your stencils. I was telling my husband last night, I was like, oh my gosh, I really love this stuff. And he's like, are you cleaning the sink? And I said, no, I'm using it to clean my stencils. He just was like, okay. My poor husband. All right. So now that I have my red down, I'm going to peel this off. Okay. Oh, see, I got a smudge down here. Not going to worry about it. Yeah, these I think are just from me, maybe. All right. Now, the next thing that I did, this is not very scientific or anything like that, but I just kind of took a piece of white copy paper, printer paper, and I cut it a little bit bigger than my stencil, than my first stencil. There we go. And then I went ahead and I taped it down. Like I said, this is like total old school, but it works. You know, sometimes we got to go back to the other stuff, you know? All right. But it just makes it so much easier doing this when there it is. I was like, where's my stencil? It makes it so much easier to add the second layer on without it being, you know, getting all over your first layer. So you're just going to put this however you want, this way, that way, you know, wherever you want your stars to go. It's a full sheet, so it covers everything. And this is a smaller piece of cardstock too. So, all right, so I'm going to go right there. And then again, I'm going to tape this part down just because I don't want my stencil to move. Now I could have used, you know, my spray adhesive to put it all on there, but I just chose to, you know, just kind of go back to basics on this. And especially because it does work pretty good. All right, so I'm going to put this last one down here just to hold that stencil down a little bit. All right, so now I'm going to take my yellow, ink that puppy up, and then I'm going to stencil in my stars. So see, really easy. You do want to make sure that you kind of keep track of your hand and make sure, just kind of hold it down just a little bit, especially when you're using the brushes, because you don't want that to shift. So we're going to add that in. Okay. This is such a cool stencil because it can be used for so many different things. Okay, let's see. We got to get up here, I think, a little bit. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, perfect. I hope when I lift it, it's going to be perfect. We shall see. All right. So now I'm going to peel the stencil off. There we go. And you want to make sure that you wash your stencils. Don't leave them laying around. Get them washed. Okay, so now I'm going to lift this up. And there you go. Now, if you wanted to add more stars in here, if it wasn't, maybe you wanted to put some up here or over here, then just take your stencil. Now that I moved it, just take your stencil, lay it down on which, wherever you think a star should go, and then just add it in. So very, very simple. That's one of the things. I don't do a whole lot of stenciling, just because I love to stamp so much. But I have to say that it is one of the easiest ways to craft. All right. So I'm going to move all of this. Hope that's not going to be too distracting. All right. So what I've done there is I've already adhered my pattern paper to my card base. And then the next thing that I'm going to do, because you want to make sure that you lay this piece down before you start on your matchbook. Okay. So you want to make sure that you've got that right where you want it. There we go. Okay. And then we're just going to glue it on. Okay, now I prepped this right before we went on. I'm for crying out loud.
It's only because you're live.
Of course. I prepped it right before we went live. Okay. Let's try something different. Let me grab my tape. Ah! All right. So I don't want to mess with my glue thingy there, so I'll deal with it. If I absolutely need it, then I'll mess with it, but I think tape should work. All right, so you're gonna put this on your paper, and what I did is I put it on, I offset it. I didn't put it, center. I wanted to offset it a little bit.
I like that.
Yeah, I thought it looked cuter that way.
Dimension.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so you've got that. So we're going to set that aside for now. And then what you're going to do for your matchbook, okay? So the die looks just like this. So what you're going to do is you're going to use a lighter weight cardstock. So you're going to cut one of those, and then one from this pattern paper and one from this pattern paper. Okay. And the reason why I say that is you don't need the heavy duty cardstock, because you're not this isn't really going to move or anything, but you want to be able to, make sure that it's got a little bit of thickness to it, just for the simple fact that it will make your life easier than if you use really thin pattern papers. If your pattern papers are double sided, then that's a different story because they're a little bit heavier. So then you don't have to worry about it. But for me, I put the cardstock in between the two layers. So you're going to cut 3 of these, as I said. And then for the matches, this is where it gets interesting. Okay, so the matches come like this, and they come in 3 different layers, right? So they come out just like this. So what I did was I just die cut them with a heavier cardstock, like a 110, because this is you're going to be manipulating these, putting the wires and stuff in, and you just do not want to be messing with something that's going to rip really, really easy. Okay, so I die cut all 3. And then also in the die set, there are these little toppers. So the little match head. So what I did was I cut those all out in the red cardstock there. And then I poked holes. Now I only used 1 set of twinkle lights on this. So I think I probably would have been really, really cute with 2, but I didn't want to make it too complicated. So I went ahead and I kind of decided, I put them together and I was like, okay, where do I want my lights? And this is where I made the mistake that I'm not going to let you guys make, because what I did was, once I decided where I wanted them to go, there we go, where I wanted the lights to go, then I went ahead and adhered these together. Don't do that, because then you've got to try to get the wires in through all of these little pieces, and it was not fun, especially with fingernails. Okay, so just decide where you want your little sparkles to go, and then you're going to take like an eighth of an inch punch and just punch 1 circle in there in each of the heads of the matches there. And then you might want to go back with an awl and just do it a little bit bigger, not a lot, because you don't want it to come flying back and forth, right? You don't want those wires to pull out. We're going to tape them in anyways, but trust me, it's a lot easier if the holes are slightly bigger. Okay, so now we've done that. So now it's going to be time to add our lights. Okay, so you have 3 different strands in here, if you can see, and 3 of the tiny little lights. And then those are what sparkle. Isn't that, they're just so cool. I love the sparkles. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to separate these. And then I'm going to poke them in the holes where I want them to go. Okay, so I'm going to put this one in. And I'll poke that in there. Oh, come on. All right, we're going to make that a little bit bigger then. There. That should work. And this is probably the hardest part of the whole project. Okay, now it's just irritating me. All right, I'm going to make all of these a little bit bigger because they are just not going to go in. There, I think that's better. We'll keep that handy just in case it's not. Okay, so while I'm doing that, what I want to do now is stop for just a second, and I'm going to cut a couple pieces, a couple very small pieces of my tape here. Okay, so here's one. All right, that one's not going to do good. All right, there. All right, so I'm just going to stick that there for now. And this is the big one, so. All right. Now imagine, I mean, I'm having trouble right now doing this. Imagine what it was like when I had all of them together. It was a bit of a nightmare. And I thought, I am not doing that to you guys. All right. Get in there. There we go. All right. So we got that first light in, and I don't want it to go anywhere. So I'm just going to add this piece of tape. And it's it's double-sided. It doesn't matter to me because I'm not tearing the back off. Okay, I just want that light to stay in there. All right, so we've got the first one. Now let me get my tape ready first. All right, so that one. Okay, now those should be good. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing with the second light. And I am going to go from the back here, open this up. So at this point, guys, I think I would just skip the whole hole punch and just use an awl or whatever those things are called. Because if you use a 1/4 inch, it's going to be too big and they're just going to come right out. So you do not want that. All right. So I want my wires to go down some. Okay, and then we're going to add that one. Okay, and then I'll worry about those tape, snipping those off later. That's not going to concern me now. And then I'm going to take my last one here. And I know it looks like a hot mess.
A hot mess before the fun.
That's right. That's right. And that's the reason why I wanted to do this card. I mean, I just thought it would be just so cute for the lights and stencils. It just worked perfect. Okay, let me get my big old finger out of the way. There. All right. Yay. Okay. So now we have all of our little layers together. Okay. So what you're going to do from here is I wanted them to pop out a little bit. I didn't want them laying on totally on top of each other. So you're going to take some of foam tape. This is Amanda's amazing world's best foam tape. What's it called? I can't remember. Yeah. World's best foam tape from Pear Blossom. And yes, this stuff is absolutely amazing. I cannot say enough about this. All right, so I'm just going to add some tape here on the first 2 layers, okay? So the back layer, and then we're going to put that one down. Get your wires up out of the way. Okay, so then we're going to lay this one down, and then we're going to add the other layer on top. And then for this one, I left it. Yeah. Just wanted to double check. But yes, this one I just adhered to the other one. So let me get these wires out of the way and I'll show you what I mean. Okay. So here, this is where it would be really good if my glue would work. So let's try this. All right. Add some glue right there. And then you're going to add your front layer. There we go. Okay, now the reason that I did not add that third, the third layer with the foam tape is because I found out, because I did want to do it that way, but then I found out that by doing that, it makes it too fat to fit inside the matchbook cover. So I definitely, didn't want that to pop out so much that I wasn't going to be able to do anything with it. So that's how you get all of your wires and stuff on there. Very, very, it does take a little bit of work, but it is so worth it in the end. So now we have these. Oh, did I do this totally backwards? Yes, I did. Okay. Back to square one. Oh my God. I am such an idiot. All right.
No, you're not.
We're going to take this off because I forgot you got to layer. You got to put these wires through all of the holes and stuff that you're going to make to get the card put together. And I forgot that needed to be done first. I was so excited to put the lights in. It just went, eek. So now I'm going to have to deal with putting the lights in with the, Well, now you guys will get to see what I did just for you, the pain and suffering that I had. Just kidding, guys. All right, but we are going to remove all of that. Come on. Because, yeah, I completely forgot. You really have to have these in through all of the layers first. I even made a note to myself to remember that. Maybe I should read my notes, right?
Or have them handy, right?
Exactly.
Rebecca said, I love seeing mistakes so we can learn from them, which is true.
Yep. And you always learn something in my lives because I'm usually making some kind of boo-boo. But that's what makes me happy. All right. So now we're going to go back to the base card. Okay. And then I've already, as you can see here, I've already put a hole in this little matchbook right there. So what I'm going to do now, see exactly where I want this. There we go. And that's where I want it. So I'm going to mark my hole right here. And this you will need to use the awl with it. Okay, so open this up. Okay, so make sure that you get your back out of the way before you start poking holes. All right, so I've got my little hole right there, right where I want it. And this is one that you do want to be a little bit bigger because it will make it a whole lot easier to put all those wires through. Honestly, trust me on that. Okay, now let's flip it over this way. And then what I did with this, because I did not want this excess to be bugging me in the hole, so I just took my little nifty scissors here and just kind of trim that right out of the way. And I'm not worried about this because this is all going to be covered anyway, so you're not going to see it. But it just makes it easier getting all those wires through. Okay, so I think that should work. We'll see. If not, we'll punch more holes. All right, so now we're going to take all three of these little puppies and try to get them all in that hole. There we go. All right, so you actually, yeah, don't do it. Don't do it like this way because it is a lot harder. All right. So I know that I want my button. I know where I want my button to go already because I've already figured it out. So this is where I'm going to. Wait a minute. What the Sam hell? Oh, yeah. Okay. So for now, I'm not going to tape this down for now because I have to do this. All right. So hopefully, let me cut some tape. Oh, I'm so glad that you guys are so patient with me because I can be a ditz. I think I've proven that to you guys more
Well,
than
when
once.
you don't do the lights every single day, I
Yeah.
mean,
And when you make the cards in advance, that
right.
makes it
I
even
mean,
harder. So yeah. Yeah,
things
you
happen.
yeah, I'm not I know that you
And
guys are
Susan says, "Thank you for demonstrating. This is exactly the way I craft." And
yeah, I mean, we all make boo-boos. I
Kathy
used to
totally
be
agrees. I mean,
yeah,
it's true.
I used to be, Anne, I used to be totally mortified if I messed something up. I would just flip.
Yes, she did. She would
Oh,
delete the video.
yeah, I would because I was like, nope, nope, not nope. Because I wanted to be able to show everybody a clean, easy to put together craft, not something that's going to make you crazy. But, sometimes you just make mistakes. So,
Creative opportunities to
creative
show how it
opportunities.
should be done.
That's right. I always forget that part.
It's all good.
And this is the reason why I said I wanted you to use a heavier cardstock on your matches. Okay. Even if we did it the way that I had done it earlier, it still is easier, and you want that heavier paper. It just works a lot better. All right, so again, we're going to put these in and take that down so it doesn't go anywhere. And then I'm going to find my middle one. See, I think I have the holes big enough now that they'll go through without too much issue. I probably shouldn't have said that. Okay.
Maybe not.
Oops. Let me move this out of the way a bit. That's the reason why I didn't tape my thing down, because this gives me a little bit of wiggle room to put my tape and stuff on there and get my lights in. All right, so my second one is in. No, it was. There we go. I showed this to Rich last night because he was wondering what I was working on for so long. And so I showed him, I told him, I said, yeah, push the buttons and, all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
So, so he's like, that's really cool. And I said, yeah. And he's like, yeah, that's what took you so long. Yep, that's what took me so long. And then I'm like, why do I do this to myself? Why do I make these complicated or could be complicated projects? And then my husband says to me, because you like your viewers to see fun and cool stuff. And I went, "Aw,
That's sweet.
that
Cassie said,
is sweet."
don't forget to put the lights through the matchbook first.
Yeah, yep. Thank you very much for that reminder because I probably would have forgot. All right. Let's see. Now I got my last one. Ah, cross your fingers, guys. All right. I'm going to pull that back. Oh. Oh, wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
Oh my God. I am supposed to put those through first. Oh my God. Okay. So, yeah.
Cassie says, you haven't done it yet.
Hello. I just, I don't know if I have a serious brain hemorrhaging going on in there or what, but I am like losing my mind here.
Well, you're all good. It happens.
Yeah, it does. More to me, because I'm usually making boo boos all over the place. There. Now, good Lord. All right, guys. So now that you have seen me totally ridiculously make this a lot harder than it needed to be. Okay, now at this point, I don't want to glue this down just yet. So I'm just going to leave it for now. But again, now we got to go back through our matches. And this is where it is tricky when you've got it all attached to all these different, different papers, because you just have to, you're really going to be messing with um, putting these on and off and all of that. Although it still would have been much simpler, like I showed you in the beginning, to put the lights through, like put all of this through like you're supposed to first, the back end, and then the matchbook, and then don't put these together until you get your lights in, because it is a lot easier to do when your lights are already or when they're in. Okay, let me try this again. It's a lot easier to get your lights together if these are not all hooked together. That's what I'm trying to say. My mouth is not working. My brain is not working.
It's all good.
Yeah, we're just going to go with it. I'm glad you guys love me.
It does help.
I would feel really bad if you guys like all started to leave and then hate me. All right, now we're going to add the light to the matches. Finally. All right. But this is not a card that you're going to get done in a half hour's time. I'm telling you that right now. It is a lot of work.
But it's gorgeous. So,
yeah. And if you love what you're doing, it doesn't really matter if, you know what I'm saying? If it's a lot of work, it's just, and then you can learn new processes as you're going along. Okay, there we go. And if I would have had regular cardstock after all of this on these matches, there's no way that they would have held up to all my messing around. All right, now we got number 2. Oh, thank you, Lord. Okay, and now we're just going to add that last little one in. Come on. Mm-hmm. Oh, for crying out loud. All right. So, what's everybody been up to? As
Here,
you see me,
I'll read some of the comments
as you see me making these horrible mistakes.
while you're fixing everything.
Yes.
So at the beginning, Karen said it could be a filter on your camera that needs to be fixed in the main settings. I don't know that
Okay.
webcams really have all those settings as a camcorder or something, but she can check. Bonnie said when you put that red down, the color was very striking color. Get it? Striking. Isn't that cute? That's so cute.
I love that.
It's so cute.
God. That
Susan said that she just heard the power wash tip from a chat yesterday. Yeah, I've been using that for a long time. I now buy it when I go to Costco. I buy it in the refillable pack. And I don't let my husband have it in the kitchen.
Yeah, see, that's why
it's gone in a heartbeat. And it's like, no, it's not cheap, but
oh man, does it work?
Supplies, it works perfect.
It does.
Karen says she uses baby wipes right away. I do too, but still.
Yeah.
You know, I like the power wash for big cleanup.
Oh, yeah. All right. So now we're going to very gently, because you do not want to be yanking on these, although they're pretty dang sturdy. Still, you don't want to be yanking on the wires a lot. Okay. So having to do these matches like this, that's the reason why I left so much slack, because then you can get those babies in there. And then before I glue anything down, then I'm going to come and I'm going to pull the matchbook down. All right. So there we go. So now, oh, I hope this glue didn't dry up. Because I do not. There we go. Yeah, I would not recommend using tape on this unless it's like the red liner, because it's the strongest. Because with all of this stuff here, I have a tendency, tape has a tendency to pull for me. That's one of the main reasons why I use it. That, and because I like the wiggle room that it gives me. When I don't get something on straight, then I can just move it right away. Okay, so. But I think for this, yeah. I don't know if that glue is going to dry quick enough. All right, let's hope. Put a little extra. All right. Now, I laid it down like this when I did mine, and then I just kind of lifted and kind of added a little, because I didn't want to yank those wires all out and have to mess with them again. So I just kind of did it like this. I know it's a little silly, but hey.
Not if it works.
Exactly. There we go. Oh, hallelujah. All right. We are on there, guys. Woohoo. Woo. I know, right? Okay, and then here's where you can, like mess with your little matches, pull them out if something got tucked behind something else, or whatever. I'm not going to take the time to do that, but you get the idea. Okay, so now we are going to flip this over. I still want to make sure that I've got a hold of that because I do not want it. I don't want my matchbook to move. Okay, so I know where I want my light. Okay, we're going to do it this way. Okay, but before you tape anything down or glue anything down, always double check to make sure that you have it exactly where you want it, which is what I did originally. So, and then you'll notice, well, let me get this down first. Okay, so we're just going to take some regular old tape here. And we're just going to tape our wires down. And that's just so they don't move around. Okay? So just add a little bit of Scotch tape here and there. And maybe another one would be good right around there. Okay? Now, I don't want my unit, I don't want that taped down because I did have it taped down in my original, my first one. And I didn't want to do it this time because, excuse me, I am choking. There we go. Because it made it harder to get the battery out because I wanted to make sure that I could get the battery out once I put everything together. So that's why I don't tape down this piece. Okay, so now you've got that all down. So now what we're going to do, because as you can see that line there, right? So what I did was I took the die, the trapdoor die from Amanda's little kit there, and you want to make sure, okay, this is important. You want to make sure because it only has 3 sides that cuts. All right. The bottom side down here, it does not cut. Okay. And you don't want it to cut because you want the door to flap, right? So you don't want to cut. You don't want to cut that. But just make sure that you have your paper corrected and you put the die on the right way with everything lining up the way it's supposed to be. I didn't mess that up either, but still, that's just a little tip I want to give you. Okay, so I can look in there and I can see that, yep, that's going to work. So now we're going to take this big old roll of tape. I have such a mess going on over here. That's what makes it fun. All right. So now I'm going to turn this over. And then we're going to start adding our foam tape. Okay. And this makes it so much easier than, using like foam core board that we used to, I am so glad that we are so far away from that anymore because that's how, if you wanted to do an interactive card, most of the time you had to use foam core board. And it was always such a pain. I always thought it was a pain. All right. So I want to make sure that I get enough of this covered. And to you guys, if you do a lot of layering or interactive cards, you really, really should get this foam tape because it is absolutely amazing. It really is. And I think it's $19.99 for this big whole roll. So that tells you how much, I mean, that's pretty cheap. Because foam tape can be expensive. I ordered some off of Amazon a bit ago, and holy smokes, I think it was like $10 for one like little tiny roll. I'm like, okay, that's just insanity. And then, as you'll see here, I did cut off a little bit more than what I wanted to, but I'm going to save that. I'm not going to throw that away. I'm going to save it. I'm just going to leave it right there on top of my roll until I need to use it. All right. So now you've got all of your tape on. And again, look how quick this pulls off, which is absolutely amazing to me. Because you guys know I usually have to take my little trusty tool to get it off. And for those of you that don't know, this tape is repositionable after 30. I mean, you've got about 30 minutes to where you can move it. And you can't do that with other foams.
Which is awesome.
Yeah, right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So now we are going to carefully attach. Okay. My trap is still good. There we go. Okay. Yep. Perfect. Okay, now we've got our little door here. So what you can do with that, you can do what I did and add a little brad there. And the thing that says pull, I can't remember if I did one. I did. Okay. So I'll show you guys what I did. I mean, it's already taken this long, right? So a little bit longer is not going to hurt us, right? Right, guys? All right. Of course, trying to get a brad in there in record time may not be easy, though. All right. So we want the pull one. So in the die set from Newton's Nook, it also had this little heart in there too. So that's what I did with these, where I just, let me get this in. I cut out the little heart and then I stamped the word pull on it. So cute, right? And if you're doing this and you feel like, this isn't going to stay shut like you want it to, you can add a little bit of double-sided tape to the back of your battery here or your unit, and that'll keep it in, but still allow it to be opened. Okay, so now we are down to the last part here, guys. Sorry this took so long. All right, so we're not using glue. All right, so for this, I just added some of the pattern paper on a piece of white cardstock. And I eyeballed it, which is probably the reason why most of my stuff is crooked.
I eyeball everything too.
Yep.
Occasionally I might measure, but not often.
Yeah. Okay, now, and then I took the pattern paper that I used for my matchbook and I cut that out, and then I cut out this cute little saying that says, "We are a perfect match." I just thought this went absolutely perfect with this whole card. All right, so we got that, and then we're going to tape this down. How many times have you guys seen me finish the inside of a card? Not very often. I don't do it very often, but I wanted to show you all the fun stuff. Okay, so now what I did was I die cut a small circle out of the yellow cardstock and I stamped the "Let the Sparks Fly." I think that is just so, so sweet. And with this, now see, you never know when it's going to come in handy. So with this, I just added a little bit of foam tape to the back and put it on my card here. Whoops, it's sticking to me. Okay, there we go. And then last but not least, come on, baby. I cut out another little heart shape, this one in the yellow. And then I added it right to my matchbook. Right there. So there you go. I apologize for the whole mix up. I had a feeling that might happen. And yeah. But you can see in the end it's such a fun card, and it'll take you a little bit of time to make, but it'll be so worth it because it's just so cute. Look at that.
It is beautiful.
Yes. Oh, and just so you know too, I just want to give you a little note. The reason why I used like the heavier cardstock for the white on the pattern papers is because when you add all of this on the front, it makes it a little bit heavy. So you want, because you've got the inside too. So you want to make sure that you can add some bolt to the back so it's not all flimsy. Okay, that's just a tip from me. All right, there you go. Oh, I forgot the last thing. I forgot the last little thing. Oh my goodness, we have to have this. And I forgot the little sparkles that goes around it. All right, so I added this adorable heart here in the center because it just went perfect with everything else. Oops, okay. Get it turned around there. There we go. Okay, and then to finish it off, I added some of this rhinestone. They're in strips and it does have tape in the back, so you just pull the tape off. I'm not going to do it here, but I'll show you on the finished one again so you guys will see. But yeah, so see, there you go. And you could leave it just like this if you wanted. I just like the little bit more of bling on there for me. But however you want to do it, make it your own. I'm there for you. So do what you want. All right. So that's it for me. Let me. Oh, all right. Let me switch cameras and try to take care of this mess.
Okay. So the reason why Lisa said she thought it would go much smoother because she told me ahead of time, hey, I'm going to do it an easier way.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, whenever we think,
yes,
the way I did it was super hard, I know a better way. Yeah, but it was all good. The card is great.
It happens, but it happens every single time. And
well,
anytime I say that ahead of time, that happens.
Wow.
My husband tells me, see, don't say anything like that. You're going to jinx it. You're going to jinx it.
Like, Bonnie says, I really like the blue heart. It pulls the blue background together, which it does. I mean, it does. It's all those little details that make something special. I have a few more things starred. Let me see.
Oh my gosh, you guys were really yakking.
Okay, so very simple but pretty. And Karen says, I could see using clear embossing powder to cover the red tips of the matches. And
yes.
Make it bumpy. That's a great tip. Yeah.
That is a great tip. A sparkle pen also would be really good for that.
Yep. There's so many things. And
great idea, Karen.
Of supplies.
Yeah.
Bonnie says it's nice to see how you add the lights. She's never used the light kit. So yes, It is, they're so easy,
They are.
but yet when you have all the strings and stuff,
You got to maneuver a little bit,
yeah,
but I think that a lot of people shy away from the light cards because they think that they're going to have to do something electronic or
right,
electrical, right?
right.
And you don't. You just got to put the lights wherever you want them, and
Amanda has it all contained.
yeah,
Her husband, genius.
yes,
Susan says the matches could double as birthday candles. True.
there you go.
Yep, that would be
That would
cute
have been
too.
another cute idea,
'Cause I do
definitely.
birthday all the time. Yeah. So,
Yeah, if you haven't worked with, the lights before, what I would suggest, and I think Anne would probably agree, I would start off with the one light.
yes.
Okay, this is the one light. Whoops.
I think we both
So,
used that last week.
yeah, we have used this. I've used it many times. I know Anne's used it many times, but there's no wires. It's just one light. You put the battery in, and the button is right on the side over here,
Yep. Makes it so
and
easy.
you can light up anything that you want. But I like the multiple lights,
I love the twinkle.
and the twinkles
I
were my
love that.
favorite. I'm
And
still waiting
I
for
think
my
the
other
glow
one.
light is coming in 2 weeks. So Amanda also has one where you push it and you can let go and it stays on for 60 seconds or until you blow it out.
Blow
So
it
cool.
out. Blow it.
So cool.
Mine is on order. Yep. And I'm gonna do a live on it, guys, so you'll be able to see it in action. It's gonna be an all-in-one, so you're not gonna see me fuss through like I did with this one.
They were patient.
Yes,
And
thank you
I
guys.
think let me see. I think Rebecca said, I have nowhere else to be.
Becca, I don't know if that was a compliment or not.
Well, I was paraphrasing. She actually
Oh.
said, I've got nowhere else to be now or want to be. Lisa. LOL.
Aw,
So
I know. She comes
did it
every
right.
single week. Every single week. Yes. So like a
Karen
lot of
says,
you.
I love real lives better than watching TV. I agree.
Yeah.
I have this nice, huge TV in my studio.
hmm
And I really only have it on at night, because during the day I'm usually on the computer working. But if I'm in my room crafting, I'm usually watching friends
Yeah.
on YouTube
Yeah.
because it helps support them. It
Of
helps support their
course.
channel.
Help support their channel.
And
That's right.
I even let all the commercials play because that's how they make money. But yeah, no, I if I can't, because I don't catch everybody's lives either, but I will watch the replays or I'll put it on a playlist on somebody's channel
Yeah.
that I love. And even if I'm not directly watching because I'm creating, I'm listening and I can catch something if it
Yes.
strikes me.
Yeah.
Karen says my typing stinks on the phone lately. Karen, but I know what you're saying. So Lisa talks Anne because I speak into my phone and I send it and I go, oh crap. That's not what I really said.
But yeah, but I always know.
She does.
Every once in a while I'll go, okay, what?
Yeah.
But most of the time I get it because it's true. I speak Anne.
Rebecca says, I always mean something as a compliment. Or I'm laughing with you.
Because you're just too sweet, girl. That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
Thank you for your support, all of you. Thank you so much.
Yes. And remember, like, share, and comment with the hashtag Bella Crafts.
Yes.
Bella Crafts Publishing is sponsoring the giveaway, so we will be putting a prize package together for a lucky winner. And we will announce that next week. Be sure and come back at 2:00 for my live. I am doing something with strips of fabric, ribbon, and my stencils and denim jeans. So we are creating a boho USA flag.
I love that. Love that.
Yeah. I even went out yesterday. I told my husband, okay, I need some twigs. It had stormed, so there were twigs. He said, oh, no, go back in the trailer. Nice size twigs back there, because he had picked all the big ones up.
Yeah.
They were perfect.
I love that. That is so cool. All right, you guys. So that is it for me. Thanks for hanging in. Again, apologies for my mess ups, but you got it all together in the end. It all turned out okay. So that's all that matters. So make sure you come back and join us in about 40 minutes. Anne's going to be doing her what?
Boho.
Her boho. Yeah.
Like
she's
bohemian. Yeah. Boho flag.
She's going to be doing a boho flag. Okay. All right. So we'll see you guys back in just about 40 minutes.
Yep. And remember to take some time to craft.
Oh my gosh, because it is so good for
yourself. We all know that.
It is. Oh, I love it.
We'll see you in a little bit. Bye.